Hello, this is a interview with Media and Communication class, Dr. Teray, and I am interviewing Kylan Pugh, and I am Renee G. Theophil, and I decided to interview you because I see these shirts, I see them online, I see people on the ITC campus wearing them. It caught my eye, but for this class, it is dealing with media and images. And I want to know, my first question to you is, what's the story behind this particular image?
Okay, so my image was designed in 2013. And at the time, I was doing a summer internship in Wichita, Kansas with a program called Trio. And they had Trio shirts made that said Trio Works.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity, the way that God works with certain things, like when I was coming up, like I was never afforded the opportunity to be a Trio scholar.
Okay.
But when I got older, I was able to work for Trio
Okay.
to help train these scholars later in life.
Wow.
And so I was like, Trio didn't necessarily work for me, but like what works for me in my life. And so I was like going back and forth. And then like one day I was sitting working with some of our scholars, and it came to me like, it just dropped in me, and it was just like, God works. I'm living proof. And so it was just like me being in that space at that time for something that I never felt qualified for, something that I was never able to do. But then to see the tables turn, and I was actually like overqualified at that point, helping to, like I said, like train the next generation of scholars who were coming through and different things of that nature. And so, who were at their time and space qualified to be a part of the program. So it was really, really powerful. So that's how I got the God Works. And then I'm Living Proof was simple just that. Like, I'm a living testament to what God does and how God can work in your life. And then the cross is just, a universal symbol of Christianity at the time. And then I was just like, and my mom was just like, okay, well, you got to do it in red. Because that's the blood of Jesus, be covered.
Yes.
And so, we just kind of played around with some different things. I was working with an awesome artist in Kansas, and I was like, look, this is my mind. This is where I'm trying to go. I drew out some stuff. And that's how we got here. And so then that's how we got to God.
So are all your shirts the Red Cross?
Yes. Every item that you'll ever see this logo on, you see the Red Cross.
Now, we also talked in class about really media being part of ministry.
Okay.
And how religion is being shaped really by the media.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's your logo, but tell me about your ministry and how you use this ministry in media to attract, I would say, just millennials want this shirt. I want the shirt. I'm not a millennial. So.
Yeah. And so the shirt has really become a conversation starter.
Okay.
Because walking anywhere, like it's a bold statement. God works, and then you kind of put the stamp on it, like I'm living proof. And so it kind of, when I first started wearing the shirt, it forced me in an uncomfortable space because you would have people ask, like, well, how are you living proof of God works?
Oh, okay.
So then, like, I have to tell my testimony or tell a piece of myself or pull back something with people, and I was just kind of like, ooh, this is a little, okay, Lord, I see where you're taking me. So in the essence, like the shirt then became ministry, and it then forced me to expand myself to other people that I wouldn't necessarily have conversations with. People would just be staring and kind of looking at the shirt and just be like.
So do you identify yourself as a minister or a preacher or prophet?
I would identify myself as a minister.
Okay.
Yeah, I would identify myself as a minister at this day and age. And so that's just kind of how it went. And so then that kind of just tumbled into me actually being engaged in ministry. There was just a void in my life, and I was like, okay, how can I make these two link? Because typically I just did like worship and art. So it was music, dance, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But the preaching pulpit, like, that piece of it, because where I'm from, like, music, worship and arts, like, that wasn't really considered ministry. And so I had to take that leap of faith, like, over to the other side of the aisle.
Okay.
And was like, okay, I feel like I'm called to do ministry. And this logo, this statement has kind of been like my driving force as I maneuvered that space in ministry. And then when it came to like media, through like social media outlets and press releases and different things of that nature, like I've been able to continue expanding what this means. not only for me because it says I'm living proof, and so it's a
Yes.
personal thing.
Yes.
But it's a personal thing for everybody who identifies with it. And so like other people have been able to come to me and tell me their testimonies or how the shirt, started a conversation for them.